All right, hey class. 7.5 notes are on applying the tangent ratio, and I believe this is the first time you've seen this. We're going to try to figure out what is the tangent ratio and why is it significant for us to know. A trigonometric ratio is a ratio of the lengths of two sides of a right triangle. Okay, so again, we're dealing with right triangles here. And the tangent is the ratio of the lengths of the legs. Okay, so what we have is a right triangle would have a 90-degree angle. Okay, and then if we call this side A, this vertex A, this vertex B, and the right angle C. Okay, now we want to find the tangent of A. So from A, so this is the angle we're talking about right here, angle A. There is a hypotenuse in the triangle. Okay, there is an opposite leg. And there is an adjacent leg. So there's hypotenuse, opposite leg, and adjacent leg. Okay, when we're trying to find the tangent of A is going to be the opposite leg over the adjacent leg. Okay, so tangent is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So find the trigonometric ratios. Find the tangent of S. So the tangent of S, by the way, I wrote that wrong. Tangent of S would be tan and then a capital S because we're talking about the tangent for angle S. So if you're looking at angle S, what is opposite angle S? 60. So 60 is opposite angle S. And then the adjacent leg is going to be 25. So the tangent of S is 60 over 25. If you divide them both by 5, you would get the tangent of S is equal to 12 over 5. Okay, it also says to find the tangent of R. And we abbreviate tangent with TAN. Tan is tangent. So this would be the tangent of R. And look at R. Opposite R is 25. Okay, and adjacent to R, the adjacent leg is going to be 60. So notice how the opposite leg is different for R than it was for S. And if we simplify this, we divide them both by 5, we will get the tangent of R is equal to 5 over 12. So the checkpoint, again, we're finding the tangent of B and the tangent of C. So tangent of B is equal to, we locate B and the hypotenuse. And I know I should have done this before too. Find the hypotenuse right away. And the other two sides that are not the hypotenuse, one is going to be the opposite and one is going to be the adjacent leg. So opposite B is 48. Adjacent to B is 14. So we would get the tangent of B is equal to 48 over 14. They can both be divided by 2. That'll be 24 over 7. So the tangent of B is 24 over 7. Okay, and then we find the tangent of C. Here's C. Opposite C is 14. And adjacent to C is 48. And 14 over 48 can be reduced down to 7 over 24. So that's the tangent of B and the tangent of C. Okay, now we can actually use the tangent to find missing sides. So if we're trying to find the value of x, notice we have 31 degrees. And from here, it's a right triangle. The opposite leg is 17, and the adjacent leg is x. So what we know instead of calling this A or B now, this is 31 degrees. So we would say the tangent of 31 degrees is equal to the opposite over adjacent. So opposite over adjacent would be 17 over x. Okay, and then now we're going to solve this equation. Tangent of 31 is really over 1. So what we have now is a fraction equal to a fraction. And we're going to cross multiply. And we're going to get the tangent of 31 times x is equal to 17 times 1. Okay, and by the way, I'm going to erase that because 17 times 1 is just 17. So I want to put just 17. So we want to get x alone. So the tangent of 31 times x equals 17. To get x alone, we're going to divide by the tangent of 31. We have x equals 17 divided by the tangent of 31 degrees. Okay, and then on your calculators, there's a tangent button. So you would do 17 divided by, and you would hit that tangent button. It's kind of in the middle of the calculator, and then put 31 in. And when you type that in, you would end up getting x equals 28, and it's 0.29 something, so I'm going to round that to 28.3. So we're able to use the tangent to find a missing side length. Okay, example 3 is the same thing. So we look at the picture. We have a right angle, a right triangle, and we're trying to find h, the height of the lighthouse. So the height is right here. We're looking for h. And they give us this angle here. And it's a right triangle. So from 62 degrees, h is the opposite leg, and 100 is the adjacent leg. So again, we have the opposite and the adjacent, which means we can use the tangent. So tangent of 62 degrees is equal to the opposite, which is h, over the adjacent, which is 100. Okay, and then to solve this, we have h divided by 100. The opposite of divide by 100 is times 100. So we get h equals 100 times the tangent of 62 degrees. So now you take your calculator and you type that in. When you type that in, 100 times the tangent of 62, you would get 188.07 roughly. And this is in feet. So the height is about 188.07. By the way, those of you that have an iPhone, just to let you know, when you type in the tangent of 62, you actually have to turn your phone sideways. And then the tangent and the stuff will show up on your calculator. And you actually have to hit 62 and then hit the tan button. 62 tan. All right, example 4, find the missing side length. So if we have 30 degrees, it's a right triangle. Square root of 3 is opposite, and x is adjacent. So we have tangent ratio again, because tangent is when you have the opposite and the adjacent. So tangent of 30 degrees is equal to opposite, which is square root of 3, over adjacent, which is x. And now since we have x in the bottom, the easiest thing to do is put the tangent of 30 over 1, and then we cross multiply. And when you cross multiply, you'll get x times the tangent of 30 is equal to the square root of 3. Okay, and then if it's x times tangent of 30, divide by the tangent of 30 to get x alone. To get x equals square root of 3 divided by tangent of 30. And when you do that, you're going to get 3. My calculator actually says 3.0018, but 3 is, we're going to round that too. Okay, and then we have a couple checkpoints, and we are done. So the first checkpoint, number 2, they give us 63 degrees, and it is a right triangle. So we have an opposite leg of 13 and an adjacent leg of x. So if we do the tangent ratio, we would have the tangent of 63 degrees is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, so 13 over x. And again, x is on the bottom, so the easiest thing is to put tangent of 63 over 1 and cross multiply. So we have x times tangent of 63 is equal to 13. Okay, and then we divide by a tangent of 63 on both sides. So x equals 13 divided by tangent of 63 degrees. All right, so we use the calculator, and we do 13 divided by tangent of 63. We end up with x equals about 6 point, and it says to round to the nearest tenth, so my calculator says 6.62, so this would be 6.6, roughly. Okay, and then if we look at number 3, 59 degrees is the angle they give us. The opposite leg is x, and the adjacent leg is 21. So the tangent of 59 degrees is equal to x over 21. So now to get x alone, it's x divided by 21. The opposite of divide by 21 is times 21. So x equals 21 times the tangent of 59 degrees. So we use our calculator. We end up with x equals 34.9. Right, and that's the tangent ratio. We can use the tangent ratio to find missing sides of right triangles.